Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today I'll be reviewing the Vacheron Constantin Patrimony Self-Winding Yellow Gold Limited Edition to 100 pieces, reference 85180- 000J-H069 40 millimeter. I'll tell you about the case, bezel, dial, bracelet, movement, finally try it on and give you my thoughts. But before that, just a little bit of history. The Patrimony is one of many collections that Vacheron has. They have their most notable, which is the overseas. But they have also many others. Patrimony is one of them, and it's marked by this style of case. That's what makes a patrimony, with this round case, but these particular kind of lugs, which I'll get into in a little bit when we start going through each part of this watch. Then they make many other watches. They make the traditional, the historic, the 56, etc., etc. So they make quite many collections, and the Patrimony is one of them. In fact, the Patrimony has been around for now 20 years. And the reason that this watch is limited is because it celebrates the 20th anniversary of the Patrimony. That's right. So it's been around for 20 years now. And so they made this limited edition one, and it has some special parts to it that I'm going to go through with you in just a little bit. Okay. With that said, why don't we start off and start with the case. Now, the case is 40 millimeters. That in itself doesn't make it special, but what does make it special is, well, the dial. We'll get to it in just a moment. But let's take a look here at the gold case here. It's 40 millimeters. It's a very simple watch. It's time and date only. And you can see it's marked by these. It's I cannot say it's like this most distinguished or so like a totally, case that you've never seen, but it's still beauty. And in fact, Vacheron calls it their simplexity, and what they're doing is mixing two words, simplicity and complexity, and they're mixing it to call it simplexity. Why? Well, because Vacheron is one of the top watchmakers. Some people even consider it up there with Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and Vacheron Constantin. In English, American English, it would be pronounced Constantine, but I guess it's in French or whatever, it's called a Vacheron Constantin or something like that. Anyways, the case here is very beautiful. It's simple, but it's a time and date watch only, a dress watch, in fact, so you can't expect it to be, super intricate. If you want a super intricate case, there's many other ones like that, such as their overseas. So this is a dress watch meant to be worn in a dress type fashion, like for example in your suit or when you're dressed up for dinner, something thin, elegant, slides under the cuff. It's there, but subtly, not screaming in your face, a quiet confidence. So that's the way I would put it. And for someone to buy this watch and wear it, that's the kind of quiet confidence that they need to have to pull something off like that, like this. Because many people want to have the loudest, biggest gold watch that they can get, and that certainly serves a purpose, but there's another kind of luxury, which is quiet luxury, and I would classify this under that quiet luxury. It is luxurious, no doubt about it when you look at it, but it's not screaming in your face. And these lugs tell the story. You see, they're simple lugs, but they're angled and they're done beautifully, and they match the case. It just looks harmonious. Okay, fair enough. That is the case of 40 millimeters. Now, the thickness is only 8.55 millimeters. That is quite thin. I've seen the thinnest I've seen like normally is like 6 millimeters or so, but that's like in a quartz. So for an automatic movement to be 8 millimeters is pretty darn thin, considering that it also has time and date. So it's right up there with I believe the Patek Philippe 6119 Calatrava is also somewhere around there, 8 millimeters, very thin watch. And well, why would you want a thin watch? Well, why wouldn't you, right? If you're going to wear this in a dress type fashion, typically men will be wearing a suit. So they'll have a cuff, and usually that cuff will not be so loose. So they can't be wearing a super thick watch. Otherwise, that cuff won't fit. So 8 millimeters, very nice thickness, right up there with Patek Philippe's Calatrava or up there with Rolex's 1908. Okay, that is the thickness, and I told you about the diameter and that. So let's move on here to the dial. Now here's the coolest thing. This part of the dial is probably what makes it the most special. It's a gold toned circular pattern. Okay, that's kind of obvious. You see, it's gold toned, but if you look carefully, it has a convex external zone, so that it's like two circles with a circular pearl minute track composed by 48 polished 18 karat gold pearls. Okay, so what does that all mean? It just means that that outside track that holds the minute, it has hour markers, and those little dots are also fashioned in gold. No surprise there, considering the price of this watch and the brand that's making it. But what is cool, I would say, is that it has these cool concentric circles in the center. And you know, it's just a very beautiful way. It makes the watch have some texture to it. It has some depth to it, as opposed to just being completely flat. They could have just made it a flat dial, but they decided to put some effort into it. And the result is what you see, a very beautiful dial, all in gold tone. And why would you want it all in gold tone? Well, it matches it. And what else you could do with this watch is, since it's all in gold tone, you can change the strap to any strap you want, and it will still look good. You can change it to a white strap, a dark strap, a crocodile strap, whatever you want, and it will still match the rest of this. So it's a very versatile dress watch, and it can be sort of custom tailored to the kind of suit that you're wearing. That's a kind of cool thing about having this kind of dial. And as I said, it's limited to 100 pieces, and it's because it was released as their 20th anniversary of making this watch, or making this collection of watch, I should say, the Patrimony. Okay, let's move on here to the buckle, or not the buckle, the strap. Now the strap is a pretty interesting thing here too, I might say, because the strap has this sort of, what would you call this, sort of box pattern here, sort of large squares. And you might be wondering, I have never seen that. Well, actually, I have not really seen that either, to be honest. But what makes it cool is that it makes the watch have a very vintage appeal to it. So it looks very vintage. And that was kind of the look back in, I don't know, the 60s or something, sort of this Art Deco look, kind of like just this kind of old school look, but with current technology. So it has that look. But as I said, and you can also change it if you like. But the strap itself, actually, I would keep it as it is. I like it like this. It's burgundy. It's kind of like a purple, red burgundy. And it's made of calfskin leather. Very nice. And it has a nice buckle to it here, as you see, matching the rest of it. Okay. So quite a cool way to display the watch. All right, so I guess that should bring us pretty much to the end of this video. Let's try this watch on my wrist and give you my thoughts. Now, my thoughts, let's start with this. I'm 6 foot tall, 200 pounds. I have a 7.5 inch wrist. And as you see, this is a very nice size for me. Dress watches are supposed to be a little bit thinner and smaller, so they look proportional, not like modern sports watches, which look humongous and cover the entire wrist. Okay, so let's start with that. And what are my thoughts on this? Well, my thoughts are, when you're looking at this watch, you have to consider what its competitors are. This watch is retailing around $36,000, and it's only limited to 100 pieces, so it's very hard to get, but we can get it for you at jazztime.com. At this price point, you would be looking at other things in this range from Patek Philippe with their Calatrava, maybe their 5227 or their 6119, all around this 30,000 range. And yes, those are also great watches that are just named from Patek Philippe, but Patek Philippe is I would say it's a bigger brand and a more well-known brand, that's for sure. So you know, if you want to get something a little bit off the beaten path, something that maybe some other that you might not see and is limited, well then definitely this is one of them. It doesn't have to be this exact patrimony. They make other patrimonies which are also really nice. They make them in white gold and yellow gold and or pink gold and some other, and they're actually cheaper than this too. So they make some nice other patrimonies. But why would I want to go with this one is because I want a dress watch that is beautiful from a top name, but at the same time is a little bit off the beaten path. And so, yeah, I definitely give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to buy this watch at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.